Hello everyone, welcome back to the new session of learning. In this video, I will explain Unit 3 Information and Communication Technology Skills. What is Information and Communication Technology? ICT stands for Information and Communication Technology. ICT includes computers, the internet broadcasting technologies like radio and television, and telephony. People use technology every day at home and at workplace. ICT tools enable anytime, anywhere access to information and resources. The basic ICT skills that you need are knowing how to operate computers and knowing how to browse the internet for collecting, storing, and disseminating information. Let's start with session 1, Introduction to ICT. When information is stored and recorded on electronic devices, it takes on a digital form. ICT devices are tablets, smartphones, and laptops. ICT at workplace. At workplace, we use different computer software and applications to complete tasks like making documents, calculation, tables, graphs, etc. We can also use applications to do everyday work like buying things, booking train or bus tickets, internet banking, and making online payments. On the other hand, ICT at home, these days most of the people uses television for entertainment and phones for calling up other people. New devices such as smartphones with an internet connections are now being used to stay connected with family and friends on a regular basis through social media network such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Here are the list of the website, so you can go through and check how the ICT used for the different purpose. Session 2, ICT Tools, Smartphones and Tablets, Part 1. Smartphones and tablets are becoming more and more important as most people carry them around and use them in daily activities like sending emails and messages, sharing pictures, etc. Smartphones. You can make calls and do things that you normally do using a computer, such as browsing the web, sending emails, making video calls, playing games, listening to music, watching movies, and much more. Tablets. A tablet is a mini computer with input, output, and processing functions that are all combined into one touch screen where you can do various tasks just by touching its screen. It is bigger than a smartphone and you can perform all the functions that one can perform on a computer or a smartphone. TV and radio. TV and radio are being used as an ICT tools since a long time. Radio is used to broadcast audio while TV is used to broadcast audio visual information to many people. Application or apps. How does a smartphone perform so many functions? It does so with the help of software applications or apps. Apps are software programs. Program is a set of instructions or a set of modules or procedures that allow for a certain type of computer operations that perform different functions. Application or apps. Some of the apps are already present on the phone or tablet. These are called default apps. Besides, there are hundreds of other apps that can be purchased and downloaded or downloaded free of cost from online stores. There are several online stores including Google Play Store for Android and Apple App Store for Apple. Here is the table which will help you to differentiate and to compare the smartphone with tablet. Menus. As a phone but with some additional features such as camera. The majority of smartphones run on Apple iOS or Google Android, but others use Windows Phone or BlackBerry operating system. On the other hand, tablet is a wireless portable personal computer with a touch screen interface which makes it more useful than the notebook computer. Some tablets use Android operating system, others use Apple, iOS or Windows operating system. Screen size. The smartphone screen size is smaller and tablet has a bigger screen. Photos and videos. In smartphone, watching a movie or making changes to a picture is difficult. While in a tablet, watching videos and making changes to a photo is better and easier due to bigger screen size. Battery life. Smartphone you need to charge phones more often, while tablet usually have a longer battery life. Storage. Smartphone comes with different storage capacities, but phones with high storage are costly. Tablets usually have higher storage capacity, that is, they can store more pictures, videos, and apps. Session 3, ICT tools, smartphones and tablets. Second. Some of the basic control you see on mobile device are as follows. Power button. This is used to start and shut down a mobile device. Screen. A screen on which we perform functions by touching with our fingers. Back button. You use the back button to go back to the previous screen in an application. Microphone. This is present at the bottom of the mobile and we speak into the microphone when we talk to someone. Menu button. This is used to show the options available in a particular app. This may not be present in all mobile devices. Home button. This brings you back to the home screen from wherever you are in your mobile, whether you are on another page or using an app. Earpiece. This helps you to listen to voice calls. Volume button. This helps you to increase or reduce the sound of your mobile. Now come to the session 4, parts of a computer and peripherals. There are 3 main parts of a computer. Input device, that is included keyboard, scanner, mouse. Second is central processing unit or CPU. Third is output device, means monitor or printer. Central processing unit further has 3 divisions: control unit, processing unit and memory unit. Now see the types of memory storage devices: RAM, ROM and flash memory. RAM stands for random access memory. When you are doing tasks on your computer, you use RAM. Temporarily stores information. Information is lost when computer is switched off. Information can be changed easily. ROM, random read-only memory. Permanently stores information. Information is stored when computer is off. Information cannot be changed easily and it is mainly used when starting the computer. And third is flash memory. Flash memory can permanently store information. Information is not lost when computer is switched off and information can be changed on easily. It is mainly used in removable storage devices like USB and its uses is based on user's need. Motherboard. Motherboard, also referred to as system board, is the main circuit board inside a computer. It connects input, processing and output devices. Storage devices. In order to transfer files from one computer to another one, you need smaller storage devices which you can carry easily from one place to another. So here are the example: compact disc, CD, USB, DVD and external hard disk. You may have heard of a computer with data storage capacity of 500 MB or 2 GB. Data is stored in the form of bits and bytes. Bit, binary digit represented by 0 or 1, is the smallest storage unit. 8 bits combined together form a byte, which is turn represents a character, numerals, letters, or symbols. 8 bits make a byte and 1024 bytes make a kilobyte, KB. 1024 KB make 1 megabyte, MB. 1024 megabytes make a gigabyte, GB. 1024 gigabyte make 1 terabyte, TB. Very simply, more the number of bytes, larger and more number of files can be stored. Now come to ports and connections. The slot or channels into which we connect the mouse, keyboard, external hard disk, wires are called ports. Thus, ports help us connect input, output and storage devices in a computer system. Here are the different types of ports. Universal Series Bus or the USB port, which connects peripheral devices such as a mouse or a keyboard or a printer to a computer using the cable. Display port, which connects the monitor or any display unit to the computer using the cable. These can be of different types like video graphic array VGA and high definition multimedia interface HDMI. Audio ports help to connect microphones, speakers and headphones to a computer system. Often the speaker and headphone port is called the line out port. That is, it is meant for sound output. Ethernet port is used for connecting the system to high-speed internet cable, and power port is used for connecting the computer system to the power supply. Now come to the session 5, basic computer operations. Computer hardware and software. A computer system consists of two main parts, the hardware and the software. The physical parts that we can see and touch are called the hardware. These are the keyboard, monitor, CPU, etc. The software that we cannot see makes the hardware work the way we want. In the picture you can see the hardware and the software. The most important software in any computer is the operating system. This is the software that starts working as soon as we switch on a computer. Some of the most commonly used operating systems for laptops and desktop are Ubuntu, Microsoft Windows and Mac operating system. That's all for today's video. Rest we will discuss in the live class. Don't forget to join the live class on Friday.